Actually spoke to Joe a couple of nights ago. Obviously, we saw the story that came out yesterday about a potential fight with Lucas Browne. When can we realistically expect to see him coming back to ring? Because obviously, I understand the situation in New Zealand is slightly different to a lot of places.
A lot different. We This was never part of our plan, especially with our promotional agreement with Matchroom and DAZN, DAZN USA, for us to be fighting in New Zealand. But the way things are at the moment, it's going to be a while before we actually get some big fights back in either the UK or the US. And when I say big fights, I mean, fights where you've got, 12, 15,000 people in an arena. It's going to be a long time before plans are put in place for that to be safe. So with New Zealand doing such a outstanding job of the way they've handled, the way they've closed the borders down, 20 deaths, it's just incredible. That they've had fantastic leadership by the Prime Minister. And, because of that, it looks like next Monday they're going to go into level 2, which is absolutely great. So there's an opportunity there at the moment with the low numbers of fatalities, with the way that they've handled the COVID-19 virus, that New Zealand will definitely be one of the first countries in the world to open up. So David Higgins, he saw this opening, and we started putting a plan in place of who we thought would be the right fit for us at this time. We're not looking to do an event in a huge arena. We're looking to do something a little different, something a little bit more private, something a little bit more unique. And we're looking at opponents at the moment. Lucas Browne is a guy that has been a very well-known campaigner on the world circuit. Held the world title, one of Australia's most successful ever heavyweights. Sure, he's probably not the fighter that he was, maybe 3 years ago, but a guy with very heavy hands. I think his record's 29 and 2, with a over 80% knockout percentage. So he's got very heavy hands. Joe, I think Joe's knockout percentage is closer to 70. So there's a lot of power there. We know that he was preparing for a fight in Vegas on the 29th of March. So he's been in shape all this time. And over the last 3 or 4 years, there's been a few times where we've been very close to doing a trans-Tasman rivalry between Lucas Browne. You may recall when we were doing the negotiating for the Anthony Joshua fight that we had a signed contract to fight Lucas Browne in Auckland. So, I think the stars are aligning. I think that the borders between New Zealand and Australia are going to open up. The tourism between the two countries, they're their biggest single partners. So I think everything works for us to be fighting an Australian fighter. And Lucas Browne at the moment, he fits that bill very, very well.
Would that be kind of August time, September time? When would that be?
It would, obviously, I'm still sitting here in Vegas, where David and I are talking daily. Eddie Hearn is and Frank are on board with this fight. We're looking to do a fight somewhere around mid-August. And look, really, if we're able to pull this off, it will go a long way into putting our plan for this year back in place. Like, we had one fight in 2019 our plan this year was for Joe to fight 3 times. And, we had that knockout win against Shaundell Winters at the end of February. If we can put this fight together in August, there's a very, very strong possibility that we'll fight again in December, early December. And Joe will get his 3 fights in for 2020. In a year that looked like it was going to be a wash, we'll actually be one of the very few guys that kept their plan in place. So, we're excited about that, and we're going to do everything in our power to make that happen.
I appreciate this is a little bit hypothetical, but should the restrictions not ease suitably or in time for Joe to fight in the USA or the UK by the end of the year, would a potential 3rd fight this year, a December fight, again happen around New Zealand? Obviously, the Junior Far fight, something that's been talked about now for a while. That seemed to be kind of a big fight around your part of the world, so to speak. Would that necessarily follow? Would that be kind of a logical next step after a Lucas Browne fight?
Look, in a perfect world, that would be the perfect fight. Junior Far is a guy that has moved very well through the ranks. He's ranked number 6 in the world with the WBO. Joe, of course, is sitting there at number 2. So for a country like New Zealand to have, 2 fighters in the top 10 of the heavyweight division WBO is nothing short of remarkable. They have watched what we did with Joe over the years, the way we manoeuvred him through the sanctioning bodies, and he's done a good job. He's not the finished product, but it's a guy. He's stayed undefeated. His team have been very patient with him. Sitting there at 19 fights, this is the challenge that he needs, I believe, at this particular stage of his career. I remember when Joe was 19-0, we were fighting Carlos Takam, for the number 1 position in the IBF, and that was a big step up fight at the time for Joe. The other thing about this Junior Far fight is, the two of them, they have so much history, boxing 4 times in the amateurs for 2 wins each. It would be, it's a fight that would generate a lot of interest in New Zealand. A fight that's not going to set the world on fire in the UK or in the US, but a fight that has a big following and a lot of interest in New Zealand, and a fight that it would be great for the sporting fans. It would be great for the boxing fans, and it would be a great way for our team to finish the year if we can put that fight together.